This week on This Too Shall Pass. The way my kids sized up the Walmart man just because he dropped off groceries at my house, it was his job. The way Haley says, the man here, the man at the door, who is that? And they're all looking through that's a lot. We don't have any rules right now. I can lay in my bed, my mom's bed, whenever I want and watch TV or do what I want. I just feel like it's not just new for me. It would be an adjustment for everyone. Welcome to the This Too Shall Pass podcast. Trust me, I know life can be. This is an inclusive space for our stories and lessons to be heard and learned from without judgment, because this too shall pass. Hi guys, welcome back to This Too Shall Pass. As you already know, my name is Ariel. I may be a little slurred words or slow talking today. I have a espresso martini that Carla made me. Carla runs this whole thing.
Hers has a little hazelnut too, so it's a Carla-tini.
It's something special.
It's like Carla likes her guys dark, strong, but a little sweet.
The way she described it sounds black. I know a lot of black people have not had an espresso martini. I know I'm not the only one. So I think this is really pulling on Carla. What's the other half of you?
Puerto Rican.
That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. But baby, it is so good. It is so good.
Puerto Ricans don't drink espresso martinis.
But this is not in the hood. This is not in the liquor store. This is not.
Ari, I need you to go out a little more.
I do. No, black people do not drink an espresso martini.
No, I will tell you, I had an espresso for I learned how to make this in 2024, and I started drinking them in 2023. So it definitely is not something that we drink at all, because I just learned how to do this, and I chose to go on TikTok and find different thingy-majiggies to make it.
And I've been in the worst situations you should ever be in around black people. I've never heard someone say, "Hey, you want to try
who wants an espresso martini?
Espresso martini.
I'm brewing."
Yeah.
How many do I brew? No, I don't know. I think martinis for me were a thing because of Sex and the City, Cosmos. The sour apples.
Yeah, and you tell me right now while we pause, how many black people were in Sex and the City? I rest my case. I rest my case. I rest my case.
That was a good one. What we just said on your Instagram, and I'm willing to honor this. When you come back, you let them know prior, and we'll do a quick 5-minute class on how I make my Carla-tinis.
You go trademark it.
Carla-tinis.
I'm looking.
I know no other way how to make them, so this is the only way I will go moving forward.
No, it's good. She even got the phone.
It's great. I don't know what she did in there. She had a shaker and everything.
I've been telling Carla to go to the club for one night. I'll be her bar back. Oh, I'm a bartender.
All right, this too shall pass. What you gonna talk about today, Carla?
Okay.
Is enough.
We are going to talk about some major topics that are out there right now. So I don't know if we're going to touch mainly Instagram. We're going to pull from TikTok. But we're going to go over some major topics or things that I think a lot of you have either seen, witnessed, or heard. And we're going to go through it. A lot of people have opinions, which I love, because I wouldn't have a seat at the table if I didn't have an opinion. So
everybody has opinions. They're like assholes. Everybody has one.
But are they all bathed?
Doesn't mean all the opinions are good.
Oh, I like that. Touche. We can sip to that.
Cheers.
This is so bad.
So we're going to go through what we're going to add to your dating profile.
Okay. Yes, this is something new for me. I am actually terrified as I sit here and talk to you about it. I don't know if I introduced the room. We have Paola here. Hopefully we can tag her Instagram in the show notes. What is it? Give it to me. What's your Instagram?
@justpales.
Good. And everyone knows Carla. If you don't, you're living under a rock. She is top of the line. I will tag her and her business profile. Give me your business at least, Carla.
IdeaLaunchProductions.com.
We booked them busy right now, so you guys there's a wait list.
There is. I'm happy I even got in.
But sign in.
Skin in my teeth. But these are the two lovely ladies that you will hear in this podcast with me. They are great. They are the best friends I did not know I needed. They are great women all around. 2 claps for them, I promise you. But they're going to help me get on Hinge.
Just Hinge? I think you should do maximize.
I think we should take one step at a time. That's what I think. I mean, I didn't do Instagram, Facebook,
when
and TikTok
all at once. When you apply for college, how many colleges do you apply to? One at a time, or do you maximize and send?
So I will say, I don't know anything about dating online like that. She does. She go on all the dates. Okay. So, but also keep in mind, she got 5 kids.
I don't got 5 kids. Don't spread that news about me.
Holy shit, it almost came out my nose.
Paola does not have 5 kids. She got 1, and she's in the process of getting her tubes tied. Oh. And if you have a vasectomy, you skip the line.
I have 5 children. My tubes are not tied. I am on birth control, but that's where I'm at.
Wait, why are you on birth control?
No,
I just don't want it to happen to me. God has picked me a lot. No, listen. I might be the next Black Virgin Mary.
You don't got to. You don't got to get ready. You stay ready. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. If I have another martini, you don't know where I'm going to end up.
Let's go somewhere, but I got to change.
I want to make sure wherever I end up, it's not, the
OBGYN.
In the OBGYN office. I want to end up in my bed and know in the back of my mind, it could have been worse.
Yo, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. Like, that's like PTSD of getting pregnant. You have gotten pregnant so much.
God picks me. He looks at all of the women in the world and says, that little Black girl can do it. The fuck are you picking me for?
When God made you, he sprinkled a little extra eggs.
My God. All the IVF money people pay? People are out there praying on their knees to Jehovah, the Lord, Benjamin Franklin, everyone. And God says, that little Black girl, she can do it.
You even touch the elbow.
Someone even sneezes on me, it's over.
So how long has it been since you had sex?
Owen is about to be 4 in March 10th, next week. I don't want to make myself sound too good, so it's not 4 years. It's probably 3.5.
So have you been on birth control for 3.5 years?
Ever since he was born, I've been on birth control. Wow. At my first 6-week appointment, I got my birth control put in.
I want you to dive deeper into
it's when deep, you baby. It's in there permanently fixated to the uterus. It is implanted. Okay. I got the non-hormonal copper birth control. I did non-hormonal because I had the IUD one once and I actually got pregnant on it. So I tried to do something different. And I got the copper. It's like a gold color and it is literally implanted into my cervix. Not a vagina doctor, but I'm pretty sure that's where it is. And yeah, I got it ever since Owen was born. Just a little bit of backstory. Owen has the same father as my last 2 children. So he is not a product of my marriage, but they all have the same father. We were still going through our divorce. The ink had not dried yet. Just wanted it to work. And I was tired, but I knew when I got pregnant with Owen that I was going to keep him, and I knew that I was going to do it by myself. So from the moment he was born, I did all the nitty gritty, child support, rights, and all the things, and I got birth control. And that's something I did for me.
With you saying that you got pregnant on birth control and that you said, I'm going to keep on. I'm not talking out loud, God. If you got pregnant again, are you keeping number 6?
I got pregnant with Aaron on birth control.
Okay.
So with Aaron.
If you got pregnant now, would you add him to the clan? Or would you be like, you know what? The Lord gave
Clan definitely gave me KKK. But I would say no. I would say no. If it was not intentional and it was not with the right person, I'm in the mind frame now that that's something I'll have to take up with my God and pray about it. But I am not in the financial space or mental space right now to take on another child just for the hell of it.
I like that.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with whatever comes from that. I feel like I am genuinely, to my core, a nice person, but kids are a lot, and I think people overlook how much it is, and I'm very pro-rights. Everyone, you pick your hard, and I do not want to be a single mother of 6. That's not... I don't think that's on anyone's goal list this year. When they made their list, no one...
You mean when you were setting up your life at school, you didn't say, I want to be a single mom of 5 kids?
There was definitely a chocolate man in my picture, and he is not there right now, so I don't want to do this by myself.
Well, talking about a chocolate man... Why you want to get on this dating sites now? What's been holding you back? Because I've been your friend for a little bit. And we've been on the site. Well, I've been on the sites and we've been
having some fun, and my drink is actually just about gone. But we've been having some fun and we're a little tipsy. But if I'm honest to you as to why I've not literally put myself back out there 100%, probably haven't think I've been worth it.
Oh, I can understand that.
Like if I want a good man, how dare I come to him with 5 kids? I kind of feel like I should be just me or just in my money or praying or waiting. But I feel like I love my kids, but I feel like that's a lot to give someone else. It's not one kid and it's not one new baby who, you can learn to love. It is very hard. You ever tried to cuddle with a 16-year-old who's 250 who says, bitch, why are you on the couch with my mom? That's hard to adjust to. The way my kids sized up the Walmart man just because he dropped off groceries at my house, it was his job. The way Haley says, the man here, the man at the door, who is that? And they're all looking through that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I feel like your kids are very overprotective of you.
Very much so.
They love you so much.
Yeah.
They don't want nobody to hurt you.
Yeah.
They don't want, just as much as you protect them, I think that's how much they protect you.
Yeah.
But they got, mama don't want to sleep alone forever.
And I think we're definitely in a safe space right now. Like we have a routine. It's predictable. And they only have to run off my voice and my accord. So I think they also look at it as another adult will bring more rules. Another adult will take my mom a little bit. It'll shake our normal. Like we don't have any rules right now. I can lay in my mom's bed whenever I want and watch TV or do what I want. I just feel like it's not just new for me. It would be an adjustment for everyone.
So speaking of kids and how you feel now about dating, you're 30, what now, 32?
I am 33.
33. Okay. Oh yeah, your birthday just passed. So I'm gonna play this. It's from a woman on TikTok. She's a 30-year-old woman, and she's questioning if having kids is worth it. So I want to get your point of view on this.
How old is she?
She's 30.
Okay.
And this is her questioning.
Got it.
Years old. I've been married for 6 years. I think my partner would be an amazing dad. And I've been waiting for this moment of clarity to hit me for the last 4 years, and it's just not happening. When I think of myself with a kid today, I'm terrified. But when I think of myself in 20 years, I see myself with a family. How am I supposed to bridge those two people? So please, is the loss of sleep, is the loss of identity, giving up your body, is it worth it? Do I need?
No.
You say no?
Just my opinion, no.
And you have 1 7-year-old.
I have 1 7-year-old that I've raised by myself the whole time.
Right. But she's saying she's doing it with a husband. And she's been married 6 years already.
But even when you're doing it with a husband, you're still the one that's giving up your body for a year.
Right.
Your responsibility as a mom is always going to trump his. You're always going to be, your level of concern is always going to be higher. You're the one that's risking your body, your life, your time, your everything. And I'm not speaking against dads. There's great men out there. God bless you. Holler.
Right.
That are there for their wives, but it's still, you are the one that's putting so much. And I love my child.
Right.
If you have these many questions or if you have these many reservations, you're not ready. You're going to be resentful at some point.
I definitely think the idea of pregnancy is the same for everyone. You have sex, there's an egg, there's the woman carries, it gives birth. The basics of it are the same. I think mentally how women internalize carrying a child and giving birth is completely different for every woman. Now for me, I loved it. If I was happy, I would have 100 children.
She's
loved
not
it.
Asking for more, God.
We have literally talked. You and I talked about this. We had no money.
I love it. I don't care about the gaining weight. I don't care. I don't even care about the giving birth. Just about half the time. I've had half my kids with epidural. I've had half of them without it. For me, a child, the part that gives me pause is the raising after the birth. How much of me is left to pour into you? How much of me financially is left to provide for you? How much of me mentally is left to make sure, because my only job is to birth you and raise you. But after 18, you have to function as an adult in some way on your own. And is there enough good in me left to make you a good person? But for me personally, the sex is great. The pregnancy is, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. Growing a person and shifting my weight and being shoveled around like a lab rat and gargling that disgusting drink they make you drink is gross. But if I was happy, genuinely happy, I would do it 100 times. And that is honestly me. I think from a little girl, I knew I wanted to be a mom. I didn't necessarily want to do it by myself. But I always knew that I wanted little people, always. And it is different for every woman because my sister has 1 2-year-old. And she is like, I will never fucking knock on this door ever again. I will never do it.
I had a great pregnancy. Physically, I had a great pregnancy. I loved how I looked. I loved how I felt. My delivery was super chill. Didn't have a bad delivery. Didn't have a bad experience.
That's good.
So I wasn't traumatized by that.
Yeah.
My thing is the second part. And I did it alone.
Yeah.
And I think that traumatized me a little.
Yeah.
Like even if I'm with someone
a
like
little?
that, yeah, a little.
A lot.
Like, even if I'm with someone, I don't think that I would always have in the back of my mind, I prepare to do this alone.
Yeah.
Something happens, prepare to do this alone. And I don't want to do that again alone.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I still do it by myself. It's you're the only one that has to do everything. I tell her, when are you going to pay for something? Like, why do I always have to pay?
Yeah.
Why do I always have to do the laundry?
Yeah.
Why do I always have to cook? Why can't you cook? Like, because it's a lot of work day in and day out. That's my little bestie. She's my homie. Do I want to add another one? No. Like, I have no
So even
desire.
if you were married and happy, you would not carry another child. Is it your age or is it the child?
What do you mean? Like, the age?
You know, some people are like, oh, it's too late for me. I don't want to be an old mom. Some people, I've heard people say that.
No, it's not that. It's just, no, I don't need it. If my partner has children, I will embrace those children like my own. I will love them.
But you don't need to carry and birth again.
I don't need to carry. I don't need to birth. I don't need to do the sleepless nights. I don't need to do the 2-hour feedings. I don't need to do the diaper. I don't need to do the stroller. I don't need any of that.
So that whole baby fever, you do not get.
I love to see babies. Love to hug them, smell them. Here you go.
But you don't get that urge. Oh, wow. Something is like broken with my vagina then. The way Aaron was my largest gap. Aaron and Owen are 5 years apart. All of my kids are 2 years apart or shorter. And now that Owen's turning 4, I'm like, oh my God, like if I don't have another one, this is it. Because I don't want to do another 5-year gap. To look at Owen and say, oh my God, when you are 15, every single one of your siblings will be damn near 30. Andrea will be like 33. Haley's 27. Like they're not elderly because they're still all younger than me right now. They will have a completely different life. There's no sibling bonding. That's what I'm saying. Like there's no one's gonna, he will have to play video games with me. There will be no one else probably in the
friends,
house.
Or Psalm.
Or
They can, you know. He's not going to be in a shelter.
Or my sister's baby. We're going to have to definitely love outside of my home is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's how I feel now with my daughter. People are like, oh, she needs no, she has a cousin who's 5 months apart. She has friends. She doesn't need that.
Y'all know what's crazy? Society is so used to single moms, even married single moms, that when I used to tell people that I have toddlers and I'm a stay-at-home wife, the number one thing they used to always say is, oh my God, I bet your hands are so full. I bet that's so busy for you. And I didn't want to tell them the truth, that I'm spoiled as hell and I have tons of help. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll also say, well, I have 3 kids of my own, so I know how difficult it is. And the whole time they're trying to project their situation onto me, I'm thinking in my head, well, dang, you probably should have got knocked up by somebody else. But I have to stand there and smile and nod and pretend I know what it's like to be a mother that just has a difficult life. But I can't relate. I'm spoiled as hell. I do whatever I want to do. Heck, I'm about to head to the spa right now. I don't clean my own house. I've never had restless nights. I've never had to change diapers by myself. I even hired somebody recently to come cook for us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm just spoiled. I have an easy life. Kids are not. And that's because I made the right decision on who I laid down and got pregnant by. My husband and I planned our kids. And the number one thing I told him before I even got pregnant was I'm not going to be one of those stay-at-home moms that are miserable as hell, stuck in the house with kids. And you know what my husband said? Live your best life, beautiful.
That is not my life, but damn it, do I love that for her. Like, I am a girl's girl. I am too clapping for her. I hope it's real. I hope it's not like a fantasy she has in her head, because she looked like she was in a regular schmegular car. For someone who is going to the spa and then doesn't cook 3 days a week, I would think the ride would be, you know, the ones with the stars on the roof, but it wasn't. So,
what do you think about the comment she said? Well, you probably should have not laid down with the person that you laid down with to have kids with.
I think when I was younger, I took that very personal. Now that I'm older, I do know that is important. I do know that I probably should have paid more attention. I don't know what I could have done better. But I do know that I could have waited. I could have chose better.
I can say today, I know what I could have done better.
Yeah.
I fell for the love bombing. I moved way too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't tell me I went right. You couldn't tell me it wasn't the Lord telling me that this was the right man for me. But at the same time, hindsight is 2020.
Hindsight is 2020.
I look back now and I'm like, I didn't ask all the questions. I didn't say proof of funds.
I didn't ask any questions.
The captain was on the
I just
loose.
slid
so
my
I can
panties to the
see.
side. I didn't ask anything.
Well, this is the thing. I saw somebody say something. There's 3 versions of a guy.
Okay.
The guy that you met.
Okay.
That did not have children. You guys didn't talk about children. After you got pregnant, the person that you had while you were pregnant. Okay. And then the person that was there after you had the kids. Those are 3 different people.
Do they have to be, though? Do you think for most people that are in a positive relationship, it is still 3 different people? Or is that just the niggas that put up a front?
No, I think it's even for people that are in a positive, happy, loving relationship, those 3 people are still there.
So I will say, again, so how long were you with your person, Ariel, before you got pregnant? The first one.
Entree's dad? Mm-hmm. We were kids. I gave birth in 11th grade. I didn't meet him till 10th grade. I didn't even go to that school before that. A year.
Haley's dad.
A year.
And then your husband.
A year.
Right.
So that reflects on me.
Correct.
I have to sit down and swallow my pill and say, hey, Ariel, you played a role in this quickly growing, now lovable, but at the time, toxic situation. I know now looking back, I don't know what it was. I was definitely trying to fill some sort of a void. I was definitely looking for something. I can even say that I was probably the girl that thought, if I had a baby, you'll stay. Maybe my self-esteem was too low. I know my self-esteem is definitely an issue because even now, I've touched more money this year than I've ever touched in my entire life. And I still think I'm unworthy of someone at the top of his game because I have 5 kids. But even before, I never struggled for money. My parents were always very well off, but I always dated where someone needed me. Someone needed me. Like even as a kid, I didn't earn the money as a 10th grader, but my parents had money. So I knew if I said, oh, Dad, can I use your credit card so we can all go to the movies? I knew it was on me. So it looked good on me, even though I didn't make any of the money on that card. Yeah. And I liked having friends or boyfriends, even then, that needed me. I know my love language is giving gifts. I like to give. I like to provide. But I know in some sense that did hurt me.
Do you think that that's your love language, or do you think that it was more the people pleasing? If I give you this, you're going to stay.
I think I was raised in a household that if I give you something, I control you. If I give you something, I control you. So if I give you a kid, if I give you money, if I give you time, if I give you my body, the least you can do is stay.
That's deep.
And that's something I've had to learn about myself. And that was probably, I never told anyone this, that was a goal. I think I did tell Carla when we met at the last time. One of the goals on my list was no longer to provide money to grown people.
Yeah.
You have to work or figure it out. I will be your shoulder to cry on. We can talk about it. I will help you apply for the new job. But me supplying things, I do it so naturally and so easily, and I don't even require people to pay me back, that it is probably my biggest downfall. And I've noticed it with my kids too. My kids require a lot out of me. Andre knows damn well he could earn those $50 if he picked up that rake and go hit those 3 houses. But why would I? I can just sweep this floor like I've been doing and then be nice to my mom for one day and she'll give it to me. And I've done half the work. But am I creating a man that wants an easy life when I know that I need him to be the head of someone's household? Or am I just loving my son? It's hard for me now at his big age to know the difference.
That's
a hard line for me.
You guys have boys.
Yeah.
So you have to raise your boys differently than you raise your girls.
I'm a whole girl.
But you also have a boy. But I'm saying, like, you have to.
Okay.
He gets picked up at 5:30 today, Carla.
Right. I'm like, wait, I raised a girl.
No, I mean, like, you have to, when in the sense that you're talking, like, am I raising him to think that women are going to give him stuff because he's cute? Because he can?
Because he's well-mannered.
Right.
Because he can switch his mood and be nice. And I also learned that teens are very manipulative.
Oh, yeah. Children are manipulative.
Is it not? Is it supposed to be that natural though?
Yes.
Or am I raising like con artists?
I saw a post that said that kids learn to manipulate as young as 7. They start picking up how to manipulate. as young as 7, and I can see it.
Yeah. Oh, I can see it clear as day now. When I have my 16-year-old son look me in my eye and say, "You didn't ask Terrell to do that." Mind you, Terrell is in 5th grade.
But it's you didn't ask.
Yeah.
But what you're asking me.
And we're all your sons.
Right.
Do you love me less?
He ain't wrong.
I don't love you less, but I expect you to take out that garbage because it doesn't weigh more than you. Terrell can't tilt and roll that thing. It takes him 2 days.
Does he have the same expectations?
He thinks that I should have the same expectations for him, Terrell, and even Owen. Like, it needs to be a clear across the board.
Yeah, everybody has jobs.
Yeah. Not just me.
Right.
Yeah.
Andre, agree.
You agree.
Why is just because he's older the one that has responsibilities?
He doesn't have
across the board.
I think they all have responsibilities, just the younger ones are easier.
You need to give them something that's hard for them.
Because it's hard for Andre.
Because it's hard for him.
But is parenting fair? Is fair fair? Is what I'm saying. Is equally matched fair? Or is it by situational, which makes it fair?
Growing up, I'm one of 3. Mm-hmm. And I was brought up with, if I don't have for one, I don't have for none.
Where are you in the 3?
I'm the oldest. I'm the one that got shitted on. I'm the one that had to sacrifice and beg my sisters to compromise. Like, if you let mommy do this for me, I promise I'll give you this. And they're like, okay. To this day, we still compromise.
Wow.
But yeah, I think that just because you're the oldest doesn't mean that the other people
carry the
if you're making me do something that's hard, yeah, Owen can't pull trash out to the curb, but what's hard for Owen? Maybe he needs to wipe down all the tables.
Maybe
he needs to put away all his toys. Maybe he can make his bed. That's not impossible. You can make a bed, just pull one side at a time.
Yeah, I have to start putting my neck on Haley, my foot on Haley's neck, and shuffling some of the weight down. I'm terrified. I've probably never said this out loud. I am so terrified that in 24 months, my child is legally an adult and legally can be like, "I love you, little black girl," and I'm out. And I have to be like, "I'll pray for you." Like I wish
only
you
hope
well.
that you've raised them right.
I
that
wish
he's
you well.
Gonna be a functioning man in society. I mean, listen. From the minute I met Haley, I wish I could live like Haley because her level of unbothered.
It's high though.
And you know what? She's protecting her energy.
She does. Very much
She's not going to let nobody
very much so
ruin her day. Mm-hmm. And if somebody ruins her day, she's going to make sure everybody's day is ruined because she didn't start off like this. She was happy.
Yeah.
So
she doesn't let anyone pull her out of character. No. She doesn't fight. She has.
But when you get her there.
But it's very seldomly she ever gets there. Her vibration is so.
She goes high when they go low.
Yes. She will cut you in the knees. I don't know. I love it for her because I feel like she's a kid. She has no responsibility. She's no one's mom. She has nothing that should really make her not selfish. So I love that for her.
She knows
but I
her
feel
worth.
like a part of me is like, I think we bump heads. I see a lot of myself in Haley. And I gave up a lot of that and she's holding on to it. So I feel...
You want it.
I feel like I'm in that nasty Instagram post and everyone's like, "Oh, you don't have a positive relationship with your mom if she's black." You know what I mean? And I am like striving to give her that, but I see so much of myself in her. It is like a friction, I don't know what it is. She's a great kid, straight A's, never had an issue with a teacher, no complaints from school, grades are top of the line. But baby, when I tell you she wants to be treated as such and do not come at me in any way. She knows her worth. She does not care if you were an adult. She will cut you off clean in the middle of a conversation. Are you talking to me?
As she should.
Oh no, I'm going to excuse myself and you should watch your mouth. And she will completely disengage. In situations where I know my mom was like, "Oh, I know they're a little rude, but still talk to them." I've never done that to my kids, and it's put me in a weird space now with my parents too, because my parents are like, "Why aren't you controlling that? Why aren't you fixing that? Why do you let them say what they want?"
You're trying to be like that positive. I want to have open lines of communication. I want my kids to love me, not fear me, because I will say, like, our parents were raised with, you fear me, then you love me. Yeah, you know I love you, you're my kid, but you're gonna fear me right now. You're gonna love me when you're an adult.
My kids do not fear me. And a lot of the black community, I can say, tells me in retrospect that if your kids don't fear you or they don't jump to the sound of your voice, you're doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. You're lazy. I can't tell you how many times my dad has told me you're a lazy mom. Yeah. You're lazy. If you would parent them this way, because it is to the point that I can say, I'm going to get loud real quick. I know I'm on this mic, but I can yell and be like, all right, it's time for showers and bed. Start cleaning up. And that's how I talk, because I'm talking to the masses and I'm not walking in you guys' room individually. Right. All of your doors are open and I know all of you in some way can hear me. And I will yell it like that. But my kids do know, yeah, I heard her, but I can still finish this game. Yeah, I heard her, but I'm on the phone with my friend and I'm going to hang up in 10 minutes and then I'm going to clean my room. Mm-hmm. I hate the pressure sometimes that other people put on me that my kids should instantly drop whatever they are doing. Like if I am choking to attend to what I said. People often make me feel like I can't treat my kids as human, because even when my boss tells me, hey, can you jump on this call? If I'm in an email, I'm going to finish it. Or if I'm in the middle of doing something else, I'm still going to finish it before I tend to what you're doing, because I was doing something first.
I was raised with you don't ask questions. There's no opinions at all. So when I have my daughter is me. I learned how sarcastic I respond sometimes. Mm-hmm. I learned how much I love to debate and have conversations. It's definitely a mirror. So I used to do the whole like, okay, we got to take a shower. We got to go to bed. Blah, blah. She's like, why are you screaming at me?
Yeah, that's Haley.
Why are you screaming at me? She's like, you don't have to scream at me.
You were just in a good mood. What's wrong?
And I'm like, I'm not screaming. Okay. And she's even told me, like, there's times that I will be yelling. And she's like, I don't like when you yell at me. And I'm like, okay. So, and I've even gotten, and my mom thought this was hilarious. I asked Rylan every couple weeks, what do you think I need to do better as a mommy? And then I tell her what she needs to do better as a kid. I need you to do better with picking up your room. I need you to do better with picking up when you walk in the door. Like, I understand you're hungry, you're tired. That doesn't mean you throw everything in my living room. Yeah. Like, that's not okay. But then at the same time, she's like, I want you to cook more. I want you to not yell at me. So, and I tell her all the time, I'm trying, I'm working on it. So my mom does like, oh, that's nice. You ask her. It's nice. I'm raising her differently than my mom raised me. Yeah. I don't ever want her to fear talking to me if something is bad going on, if she needs help with anything. Yeah. And I tell her even now, if you tell me the truth, you're not going to get in trouble. Yeah. And I've had to stand on it. I had to take a deep breath, because some of the things that she's done, I'm like, Yeah. But she's like, you said if I told you the truth. I'm like, okay, you told me the truth. Yeah. And that's something that I'm working with her on. Like, I want you to be honest. I want you to communicate. I don't want you to think that I'm going to rip your head off. Yeah. There's no right or wrong way to raise your kid. That's the luxury of having your kids. You get to name them whatever you want to name them. Yeah. You get to do and raise them however you want to raise them. So I don't think there's like a right or wrong way of doing it. You just have to figure out what works out for you. Yeah. For example, like that whole thing with Andre saying, oh, I feel like you're putting too much responsibility on me. Okay. How do you think we should handle this? How do you think I should do this? What do you think is appropriate? Yeah. Or something like that. Like, have a conversation. I think kids feel like, even, because I would feel the same way, even as an adult. If someone's like, oh no, you need to be home at 7:00. I'm okay to do all these grown-up responsibilities, but I can't be outside till 10? Yeah. You trust me with my siblings in the house, but you don't trust me to be outside till 10. Which one is it? Am I an adult? Or are you trying to keep me? Are you trying to put your foot down with me? Like, which one is it? You tell me I'm such a good kid, but then you're doing this. I know Andre gonna love me.
He sure is. He's gonna appreciate you wholeheartedly.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap up with a voicemail. This one's actually very sweet of her.
Hey Ariel, my name is Olivia. I discovered you through Instagram. I saw a reel about you teaching your kids about finances, and I have a lot of emotions with that, because, you know, I didn't grow up as much with, you know, lessons like that. School did somewhat of a good job, but, you know, parents teaching children finances, especially, you know, how you also involve, you know, real life examples. You know, you use Zillow, and you make your own, you know, formats, you know, for them. And I really think it's incredible. It's very informative. And I think, a lot of people, really like what content you put, and just, essentially you just telling stories about your life and all is, it's honesty. It's pure, it's raw, and a lot of Instagram and other platforms is not, just real and just being you and honesty. And, I just want to thank you for what you do, being a single mother. And I wish I knew that you had the list on Amazon, and if you still do, please tell us so I can look at the list. I'd like to help you and your family. I'm sorry for what you're going through currently with your family. All right, bye.
Thank you so much, Olivia, for your voicemail message. I really do appreciate it. Similar to you, I also didn't grow up with finances being taught in my home. And I think that's why I try my best. I can only teach my kids the things that I understand. So I'm constantly learning and trying to understand so that I can then pass the knowledge on to my kids so that they can process and they can understand. I do think the earlier you learn it, similar, I guess, to a second language, the more it is second nature to you. And I'm trying to make sure they can understand more because it's something that I struggled with too. So yeah, I really do appreciate it. And when you asked me for my Amazon shopping list, I will link it in the show notes and also on my Instagram, which is _ArielB. We are going to be doing more financial literacy takes and snippets on my Instagram between me and my kids, because I do know it is very important, especially in the climate and economy that we do live in. And I appreciate your phone call, Olivia. I really do. Thank you. All right, guys. So on This Too Shall Pass, my podcast, we do a section called Without Judgment, where I can hear you out, your situations, your questions, your input, and then we can do it in real time. It'll help me get back to you and respond. It'll take some weight off my DMs because it's crazy. There's no way I can get back to you all through messaging, but this way is a personal number. The number is 321-300-6082. And on this line, you can leave me a voicemail message. You can text me. It could be anonymous if you don't want me to know like your first and last name. But if you do, this way it's able for me to make it more personal. I can give you a shout out. I can give you your @ symbol, tell people where to find you. And it's an easier way for me to converse with you guys in a more personal way. So on This Too Shall Pass podcast, we have a segment called Without Judgment, and the number is 321-300-6082. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Bye. Ring a ding ding. That was it, bitch. That was it. Without Judgment.